Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jay Breezy, JPG from the H-Town. Let's get back with another reaction video. A woman killed after escaping her baby father, and he spent a week going door to door to find her. Oh my god. Ladies, be careful who you date, because you got some dudes that are psychotic and crazy, man. I got you gotta be careful with that. But, yeah, man, anyway, man, make sure I like, comment, subscribe, follow my social media, switch right down below, road to the 700 to the 7. Anyway, y'all, let's get right to it.
With this violence, man, and y'all not doing nothing. Y'all wait till somebody die for y'all to try to do something. That's wrong. She had to move from place to place, you know. But when she got away, the guy was walking around with a picture and asking people, "Do you know this girl? Do you know which house she lived in?" and stuff like that.
That's crazy. He was crazy. Syracuse.
The murder of a 21-year-old Syracuse woman on June 29th is raising new questions about orders of
21 years old, man. Just got into adulthood, man. That's crazy.
The murder of a 21-year-old Syracuse woman on June 29th is raising new questions about orders of protection and how they could be enforced. People are now learning her ex-boyfriend searched for her new apartment for more than a week, and even with the protection order, he would not give up until he found her.
My bad, yeah, that's crazy. My bad.
Charisma Smith was 21 years old and lived in Syracuse, New York. According to her friends and family, Charisma was a kind, beautiful, and sweet soul. Chrissy, as her mother would call her, was full of life. She was very independent and driven, starting at a very young age. She worked as a home health care aide for the elderly and would come home to care for her young children. Her most precious gifts were her two beautiful daughters. 44-year-old Michael Bradley was the father.
This nigga is sick. 44 years old. And she 21. And they got a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, bro. This dude's sick, bro. You dating her when she was a teenager, bro. You is sick. Oh my goodness.
Of her two children, who were 4 and 1 years old. According to her mother, Mahogany, Charisma and Michael met when she was just 16 years old. Charisma was pregnant with her first child by the time she was 17. It wasn't until Mahogany began showing her family photos of Michael that her uncles recognized him. They told Mahogany and Charisma that they had gone to school with Michael and he was close to 40 years old. But once they found out his age, it was too late. Her mother told the news Michael lied to her and her daughter about his age in efforts to cover up his inappropriate actions. Around a year ago, Michael had been living with Charisma at her very first apartment. Down the line, their relationship became very toxic and abusive. Eventually, Charisma left Michael and began searching for a new apartment. After Charisma ended the relationship, she also got an order of protection against Michael for making threats of violence against her. But sadly, she said once she got that piece of paper, it only escalated. Charisma got to the point where she reached out to her mother and cried, and she expressed how she hated him and she was scared for her life. And on June 28, 2022, it was reported there was a warrant out for Michael's arrest for violating the order of protection.
That's crazy.
Friends had warned Charisma that Michael was knocking door to door showing her photo, asking people where she lived. While Charisma alerted the police and advised them immediately, Michael was able to find her before they could find him.
That's crazy, man. Found her before the police could find him.
Smith in Syracuse just last week is raising new questions about whether orders of protection work and how they're enforced. We're now learning police were actively looking for Charisma's 44-year-old ex-boyfriend, Michael Brantley, on the day she was killed.
According to reports, Charisma had spoken to her mother about the increase of harassment from Michael. Her mother said that he was sending Charisma text messages berating her and threatening her because she left him and filed for protection. According to reports, Michael began to search for her. Charisma, who had not shared her new address, told police that Michael was around her area after being alerted by friends. Michael started knocking door to door, showing people her picture while trying to track her down before he finally got help finding her. Around 9 a.m. on the day of the incident, Charisma was making food for the kids in the kitchen when a friend was staying over and told her that a man was at the door. When Charisma turned around, she saw Michael standing in her home. Charisma sent her mother a photo of him in her home and began panicking. He was refusing to leave the apartment and was accusing Charisma of sleeping with other men. And according to reports, even though the two had separated, police said that statement wasn't true. Charisma had called police and police did respond to the scene. However, Michael was gone by the time police arrived. Authorities had started working to get a warrant for his arrest, but sadly, it was too late. Later that night, at about 11:20 p.m., officers had responded to a call of shots fired at that same apartment. Upon arrival, officers located 21-year-old Charisma, who had been shot in the head and pronounced deceased at the scene. Charisma's 18-year-old brother was also at the apartment and was shot in the midsection in the leg but survived. Police also shared that Michael and Charisma's children were present. The baby was there when shots were fired but was not hurt, and the older child saw everything that happened. Within the first
Could have shot the 18-year-old brother in the midsection. He survived. Lucky the baby wasn't survived, but the 4-year-old saw it. Oh my goodness.
48 hours, police also discovered that after leaving the scene, Michael harmed himself and was found in a car with a self-inflicted wound. He later died at the Upstate University Hospital. Questions are now being raised about the hundreds of orders of protection currently in place in the county. The district attorney stated that the fact that there was a warrant out for Michael is a concern for him and that they will be looking back at what they could do better.
Smith had an order of protection against her ex, and before he murdered her, he violated that order.
Got an order of protection and she winds up dead. There has to be some reckoning. There has to be some accountability.
District Attorney William Fitzpatrick says there are hundreds of orders of protection currently in place in Onondaga County. He says the fact that there was a warrant out for Brantley concerns him, adding he looks back at what they could have done better.
Maybe we have to look back and check our aggressiveness in seeking out people who violate orders of protection. And we need help from the judiciary. I mean,
an order of protection can't stop a bullet or a knife or someone coming at you with physical assault. It can bring additional resources to help you.
We need to look at these things more carefully because you don't get an order of protection unless you've already done something wrong. A woman can't just walk into a court and say, I'm afraid of this guy.
The DA says he still encourages people to get an order of protection against people if they feel unsafe or in harm's way. But he also agreed that women like Charisma, who do everything right, there needs to be some form of accountability on their end. Charisma's family and friends, all in disbelief, shedding tears at her vigil. Her cousin Don Jones said she was a bright light and always had a smile on her face.
Talk to people when you go through this tragedy. You need to, reach out to people and comfort people, if you can. And I recommend that everybody just work together with this gun violence. She was a good girl. She was quiet. She was loving. Everybody loved her. And just tragedy about this domestic violence needs to stop.
He is just in complete disbelief about what happened. I am speechless. This story is extremely devastating.
I'm speechless too. That's crazy. Nigga that's damn near 50 years old, bro. Got a girl that's in her early 20s, got 2 kids with her. You being toxic, then you gonna going door to door just to look for her just because she broke up with you. Then you gonna shoot her in the head, shoot her brother. Lucky he survived in front of them 2 babies, man. And then you gonna go up to her somewhere and kill yourself. You know you going to hell.
I will continue to keep her friends, family, especially her children and her brother, in my thoughts and prayers at this time. This is another situation with the system. What are your thoughts and your opinions about the orders of protection and what they're saying about the form of accountability that should be taking place? Let me know down below. You guys, please respect the victim and the family in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys. And with that being said, don't forget to check on your loved ones.
That was crazy, man. Yeah, they need more protection nowadays for sure. This is woman killed after escaping her baby father, and he spent a week going door to door for her. Then, man, make sure I like, comment, subscribe, follow my social media description down below. Road to the 700 to the 700. King of reaction. See you in the next reaction. Road to the 700 to the 700.